Hello there, and thank you for finding this headline interesting. Or maybe you went for the thumbnail. Anyways, I am the Flying Meatball. It's spelled with one L. That's very important. And welcome to this day that I spent without internet. Or rather, without a computer. You totally didn't see me having Spotify there on my loudspeaker. But anyways, you might ask the same question that I asked myself. What can I do on a day without my computer? Well, the answer is very easy to begin with, but in general it's actually very hard and frustrating in the long run. You see, a few days ago when I sat down by my computer, I was bored, didn't want to talk to people, probably felt a little bit sad as well. Even though I had no real reason to feel sad, or lonely for that matter. So there must be something that was weird, something that must be wrong with everything that I was doing. So I thought to myself, I should probably take a day off. Instead of starting my day by waking up and sitting in front of the computer, I decided to wake up, get my art supplies going, fix my mustache for once, and generally do something different. You see, doing all the other things that I usually do during the days, all the other things that I need to do during the days, like answer my mail, check my regular mail that came in through my letterbox, taking care of my apartment, clean, do the dishes, all those things are boring. But what is boring when everything you do is technically boring? Sitting in front of your computer and watching streams, watching YouTubes, listening to audiobooks, or whatever it is that you usually do. I realized that I was doing something wrong, since I love to draw, I love my apartment, and I love talking to people. And, well, technically all the things that I've mentioned previously are things that I love to do. But I thought about things a little bit more, and I probably thought a little bit too much about it. It has a tendency to come back that I'm thinking way too much. Maybe some people can relate to that. I'm not really sure about it though. But yeah, I first thought of all the people that I used to talk to and how they mention things, how we used to talk, how we used to do things in general. And yes, of course my camera decided to stop recording there at 30 minutes. So that's why I'm setting a timer now. Furthermore, increasing the title that it's not a day without computer, it's more a day without internet. I mean the other way around. So, I first thought of all the people that I used to talk to and how they mentioned that their art isn't good, or how they can never do that one thing that they really want to do. This is besides from art. This can be anything, like maybe start an education, or fix their driver's license, or sometimes even go to a concert, listen to some music, or meet people in real life. I think the same almost all the time. But at least when it comes to the art part, being a beginner that I have drawn for maybe 6 months to up to a year, compared to me, I would like to classify myself as a veteran in art at least. I have more or less been drawing ever since I was 14, both drawing and painting and doing it to the level where I want to actually grow and become better. So it's easy for me to say that the only thing that you need to do is practice. But that's not really all of it. Because on this very day, I actually realized that it's not just the practice part that is a very important part of performing when you're doing art, or doing things in general. I actually realized here as I was painting and as I was drawing that my art was pretty shit. It was pretty bad. I didn't feel the same happiness. I didn't feel the same urge to continue and doing art as I had been feeling when I was younger. In fact, lately, a lot of the different things that I had done, maybe I had been working on them for a few minutes, and after that I felt that it was either bad and I decided to scrap it, or maybe put it away to work on it quote unquote later. I think that most people have thought that way too. So, for having the reputation of being a good artist that others look up to, I barely do anything artistic like. Mainly sit down, give tips and tricks, and occasionally play video games. So, on this day, with no internet or no computer, the goal was to show myself that I still got it. And also that taking a day off from the computer can help me stimulate my other feelings and needs. So like all people talking about the dopamine control and all of those people talking about how you can increase or decrease the dopamine control and so on, I can now say that fuck. I can also say that we need to stay off from the internet from time to time and focus on all the bad things that are happening. Meet people in real life to talk to, do other things to maintain our body shape and strength so we can feel good about ourselves. Not always focusing on all the good and amazing and happy stuff that we usually see when we're on the internet. We don't need that one extra kill streak that we do to have a successful game of Counter of Legends, Battlegrounds, Craft, whatever it is that you prefer. It's not important for you as a human, but it is important for you as a person, because it becomes a part of who you are. But let's say that you want to do something different, to see if you like it, or because everything else you do is starting to get boring. Well, in most cases I'd say, just do it. Not just do it because it's something that we usually tell each other when we want to try something new. I'm telling you, just do it. Sometimes you need to have a change. I'm telling you this from experience, that the 1 or 2 weeks that I've been spending in the forest in a tent with people that I sometimes feel that they should burn in hell for their ignorance, or the nights that I've spent at a bar thinking of all the attractive people that should come and talk to me instead, I can honestly say that I feel you when I say that it's good when I can come home and spend some time with my internet friends, the people that it makes it feel like they truly understand me. And to think of all my games that I can play, look at all my YouTube videos and all the live streams and all the art that I can see on social media. All it took for me was a break from the regular mundane routine of waking up, start the computer, eat, draw, game, sleep and repeat. We all need a break sometimes. Just like the 2 weeks that I spent out in the forest with hellish people that I don't like. It's a break. It's something that we get to do in order to break the regular mundane pattern that we usually do on a regular day. I use the word regular a lot because there's a lot of things that we make regular. We have regular patterns, we have regular routines. There's a lot of things that become regular or classic or mundane due to the fact that we just have a tendency to simply do it. When we wake up in the morning, we just decide to start doing things. And sometimes it's not our own decision or our actual control. Sometimes we just do it. So if we keep doing things that we always do when we're on the computer, why not start doing things that we don't always used to do when we're in real life? I tell most people that I'm actually making art together with that if they have a nice idea or they have a good thing that they would like to do, just do it. Don't come to me and ask if this would be a good idea. Don't come to me and tell me that you have something new that you would like to try. Do it. And then tell me afterwards that you have done it. Because that's amazing. You have done something new. You've done something cool. Something that you can take pictures of and send off to me. And I can sit there and maybe get inspiration to make a new picture. Or maybe I can get inspiration to do something similar to what you have done. Right now I'm just sitting here, or rather standing here, and just doing something. I'm just doing it. I didn't really have any plans or any ideas or anything really before I actually started doing this. I literally just thought to myself, I want to draw a nice picture. I want to have some nice people that are hugging as they're falling through the sky. The sky quickly became a parallel universe of something completely different. And the parallel universe quickly became a complete mishmash of paints and colors that I just want to add, and then I thought, I can add some clouds here. I can add the two people later on. I can add some open doors to just break the similarity and break the regular feeling of safety and confidence and all the other things that I can barely think of right now. Things that we usually think of when we watch art. That's not all that art is. From time to time, art is just something that we do because we want to experience something. Sometimes it's because of feelings that we do it. Sometimes it's because of experience. And sometimes we do it because we just want to have something that we can look at and feel comfortable with. Like for example, comics. Comics is an excellent way to express feelings that can make you feel confident, experience new things, or maybe even adventure. There's a lot of good things that comes from comics, or video games, or YouTube videos. But in this case, I just wanted to break free. Just wanted to try something new. Something that wasn't really adventurous. And of course I had to take a break here. Now we have switched to 5 in the morning. I literally couldn't sleep, so I just woke up and decided, why not just continue painting? It's something that we all have to focus on, and something that we have to remember, that sometimes we need to take breaks. So even though my artwork was not finished really, there's a lot of things that are still missing, I decided it was time to take a little break. And then I came back, started the camera again, and came back. Also something that I would like to mention here, be careful with knives. Even though that the palette knife is just a regular piece of plastic, or maybe you have one that is made out of iron, the other knife is not a palette knife. It's a former army knife, have I heard at least, and it's very sharp. So be careful with knives. Also, don't overstress yourself. Because even though that you're making something that you feel that you want it to be exactly perfect, it's not always going to be exactly perfect. It's okay to make mistakes from time to time. Like me right now, I'm trying to picture myself that if I use this pencil, I can make little dots all around this yellow area using a very yellowish color, and it's not really working, so I switch to a different brush, and then I switch to another one, and I believe that I switched to a third one at some point. I try to play around with the palette knife a little bit as well, and I try to do a lot of different things. Artists can feel exhausted from time to time when we're doing the same thing over and over and over again. So that's probably why I'm switching between so many brushes, because I want to try something new. See if I can get a better result. See if I can get something that makes me feel better. And in most cases, it's not a matter or a question of why should I do it or how should I do it. Sometimes it's just do it. Just like the amazing person, whatever he's called, the one that was in that one movie that stood in front of a green screen and just screamed out, just do it. Because that's literally what you're supposed to do. Just do it. Learn as you go. Just like when you play games. Just sometimes you need to take what you have. What you can do, and you can take one step outside and just do it. Now, I'm not really closing in on the end just yet, but I would like to slowly finish off and actually tell you guys, thank you so very much for staying throughout this entire video. I hope that this have inspired you a little bit, whether it is to paint, or to draw, or maybe to start a new game, or maybe even the things like, for example, taking a walk in the forest, or do something completely different. Maybe you want to discover a new town. If you did something completely new, or maybe you have gotten the inspiration to make something new. Leave a comment down below. And maybe I can get something else that I can draw until next time. Maybe I can get something to paint until next time. Also, maybe as you can see, I never ended up doing the characters that were supposed to hug while they were falling through this endless void of colors. I just realized that I just said my company's name. Anyways, you realized that I didn't do that. And that's probably because sometimes things don't really end up the way that you expect them to be. Sometimes you have to take little twisties and turnsies to do something completely different from what you originally thought. Everything is not always going to be what you thought from the very beginning. But this is what mine ended up looking like, and I'm pretty satisfied with it. Maybe I will come back later and finish it. But that will be up for the next time, and up until we see each other the next time, have a really good one, and make sure that you sleep properly compared to what I did. I will see you in the next video. Hej då!